It is just God using somebody
Yeah.
for his kingdom.
Yeah.
But when we call ourselves brand, we tend to tell ourselves and our system that it's about us. I've seen people calling themselves brands.
Wow.
I mean, Coca-Cola doesn't call itself a brand. It knows what it is.
Yeah.
But if you go saying, I'm a brand,
Yeah.
I think they need to come for counseling.
And it's already begun.
Yeah. And you see, when they say that, it's like, don't you know who I am?
It's a very bad statement.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela said, greet everybody like they don't know you. Yeah. But when you say, oh, you don't know who I am?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the macaroni and the cheese.
Yeah.
Then there's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a very high level of arrogance, if you ask me. And sadly, it has captured many people in Kenya.
Yeah.
The so-called celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in the gospel.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, it has affected even the way now the gospel is received and perceived.
Yes.
Because of brand.
That's why we have award ceremonies.
Yeah.
Okay, let me not touch that area. Let me leave it there.
I know. But we're talking about public speaking.
Yes.
Sir, and how do you just wake up? We're just asking each other with Gigi here. Do you just wake up and say, I can speak?
Give me the mic.
Yeah, just Mikey.
Anybody can speak.
Yes.
Anybody can speak. From the time you said Baba when you're a very young girl.
Yeah.
Anybody can speak. But effective communication is not for everybody. Everybody can speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Children speak. But effective communication is where the rubber meets the road.
Yes. And what entails effective now public speaking?
Effective public speaking depends on the intention of your communication, how you communicate to your target audience, in what way you communicate to your target audience. Like now, we are speaking to your great audience.
Yes.
I know the audience. If I start speaking crazy things here, I have missed the point. It doesn't matter how well I speak, because you can speak but speak a lot of nonsense. There are very many foolish, articulate speakers. So I've come to Hope FM. What is the audience?
Yeah.
I'm not here to talk about Manchester United and Arsenal. Not at all.
No.
Even when I speak about public speaking,
Yes.
my language must be in line with the people who are listening to Hope FM. So many people think public speaking is just about opening your mouth and rhyming the words. And if you want to rhyme the words, go to the studio and become a rapper. But it's what you're communicating to people.
Yeah.
How are you communicating? And what is your intention of your communication?
Yeah.
Yes.
And is it taught or is it caught? How do you
A bit of
become
both.
effective? Yeah.
I'm teaching people on communication, tonal variation, verbal and non-verbal communication.
Yeah.
Because communication and speaking is not just about opening your mouth and a voice comes out, a sound comes out. When you're giving a speech, there is a time to speak with your words, and there's a time to speak with your eyes, and there's a time to speak with your body. So you understand, when should I use my words, and then when should I pause for people to digest what I've just said. And you have to know when to pause. Don't pause when you say good morning, then you pause. There's nothing to digest. Lazima ukuwe umeangusha uzito. You know?
Yeah.
You drop it like it's hot.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like somebody taking hot porridge. They can't speak after that. Atakuwa, hiyo imenichoma. So drop a point and then let them digest it. And then don't allow them to digest it too much.
Yeah.
When they're about to finish digesting, lift them up again.
Yeah.
Take them to another level. How do you start your communication? Anything over 4 minutes of communication, there must be a light moment. You must crack a joke somewhere. When you enter the stage, for example, and people are looking at you, do you enter just speaking? No. What do you need to have in your hands? How do you use your hands? Don't let your hands compete with your words. But many people try to throw their hands all over the place. And imagine if I say, hello, how are you, everybody? And I'm throwing my hands all over the place. So the art of public speaking is like doing a movie. You know how to capture their emotions. You have to know how to make them eat from the palm of your hands and make them understand what you're saying. There are some places, if I talk to CEOs even the jokes must be highly intellectual.
Yeah.
And when you talk to a CEO, when you crack a joke, don't wait for them to catch it. They already have it.
Yeah.
But they will not scream like university students. So move on. They don't ask a CEO, did you get that? Did you get that? Well, they got it before you finished it. That's why they're CEOs.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But I've seen speakers going to the CEOs and speaking the same way they would speak to a crowd of hecklers. You have to understand them.
Yeah. So if I'm getting you, Robert, it's when I'm going out, when I'm invited for this public speaking event. First of all, I need to know the audience.
Absolutely.
You know,
that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need to get to know my audience, so that also when I get to know the audience, I will know the language to use.
Absolutely.
I will get to know as you said, even the topic and the way I will address that topic.
Absolutely.
I will get to know how to handle all those things when I'm going out.
And when you open your mouth, let the audience know that you've done your research. Yeah, not that there's nobody home here.
Yeah.
Let them know kuna uzito kwa hiyo kichwa.
And public speaking, sir, is also sometimes you get comedians who get such great platforms as well. Maybe just going to the CEOs and all that. Sometimes we also get musicians going to perform in such great platforms.
Right.
How is there a way for them to carry themselves around?
Absolutely. And that's what I need to tell every so-called celebrity. You may be, this is your stage name. But if you don't know how to separate your stage name and you as a person, you will be lost. Yes, you're a comedian. But when you go to CEOs, you can't crack some jokes with the CEOs. Even if you crack jokes, they have to have another level of intellectualism. Because jokes that can excite one crowd will disgust another crowd. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to understand, yes, you're a celebrity. Yes, this is your stage name. Yes, this is how we know you. But you can close your door in 1 minute. They will laugh uncomfortably because CEOs are decent people. They have wisdom. But trust me, the HR will never call you again.
Wow.
Yeah.
When door closes.
If I talk to presidents, my language must be different. If I talk to presidents, I don't need to flower them with words because they are given flowery words every day.
Yes.
Oh, your watch is nice. Maybe it doesn't even have a watch at that time. Your tie is nice.
Yeah.
No, you speak to the mind and sometimes break it down to bring the normal side of these people within the parameters of respect. You understand? Because they're used to being told everything they want to hear. So many people think communication is just about an effective public speaking is just about opening your mouth and removing a sound. No, what sound are you removing? You understand? Research is of absolute importance. Absolute importance. Let people know that you've done your homework and you've respected the audience enough to do your research. You just can't come there saying things that are very flat. But we have seen people, and it's an African thing, that as long as you rhyme,
that's it. Yeah.
And pastors also are public speakers in their own right. And you also are a minister, sir.
Yes.
Do you have moments where you train pastors and, knowing our audience here, are there some, tiny bits you would leave us with in terms of because you're public, you're speaking to the public, what do they need to do or what do they need to have?
Sadly, pastors are too anointed to be taught. I have taught pastors outside this country. Not very many would be willing to be taught here. Allow me just to be very honest. Yet communication is very important. Communicating the word of God requires class as well. Not every 50 minutes. The ambulance may come thinking you're having a fit. So you have to know when to let the Spirit of God move within His people. Keep quiet. And then come back again. When you're giving people hope towards the end, what is your tonal variation? When you're rebuking people, what is your tonal variation? It doesn't come very abrasive because the word of God must, at the end of the day, give hope. How are you doing it? And there's the place of, I don't know, I watch, if you listen to TD Jakes, even pastors need to use the pulpit well. You understand? TD Jakes knows how to walk and pose, and you can enact something because illustration is one of the most powerful things in communication. You illustrate the woman with the issue of blood touching the hem of the garment, and some would be like, wow, I remember how he lifted his hand and touching the hem of his garment.
Yeah.
It's a way of communication.
Yeah.
But we can't be Greek and Hebrew all the time. We shall miss many people in salvation. You understand? Yeah. So pastors need to know how to communicate. It's very important. And I'll tell you the truth. I've spoken to many young people by the grace of God. I see Mr. T speaking to many young people.
Yeah.
We understand how to speak to them. It is the same word of God, but you have to understand how to break it down to them. That they're like, okay, mazee umongeka watu wa 10 na nimepata hiyo wadu unasema.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
If you go to Form 2s, you can't tell them for 30 minutes about the Greek meaning of something. You want to tell them, listen, I know you're struggling with pornography. What's any breakdown kwa level yenyu? Communication is understanding the language to speak to your friends. But when you go to CEOs, as a pastor, you can't tell them, you will live in houses that you did not build. Well, they have many. You have to understand. They can even buy you one after the service. Wisdom is of absolute importance. Jesus knew when to rebuke, when to use parables, and when to show love, and when to break down before his Father. It's all about communication.
Wow.
We need to have a pastor's forum on communication, because we can miss out on some souls because of our way of communicating. Even rebuking must, you can rebuke and smile at somebody. And they agree with you, then you're like,
later.
Yes. After they have said Romans 10:9, they have to confess it to their mouth. Yes.
Now, for those who maybe I've been invited for this function and then I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for this. How should, as you said, research is paramount.
Yes, absolutely.
It's critical.
It's everything.
It's everything.
Yes, sir.
So maybe I've tried, but I'm still not cracking it.
Yes.
Would you advise me to say, I think him nishinda?
Absolutely, because
turn it down because of
some platforms can kill you before you start. So if you feel you cannot do it at that time, don't do it, because you can do it next month. And if you do it this time, next month will never happen, because you'll have killed the opportunity. You also have to understand, wacha nikwambie, usiwahi jichocha.
Na siku hizi tunaambiwa tujichoche.
Hapana. You tell me to go and speak economics in an international economic forum. I will tell you, see you next time. I will not be anywhere near there. You understand? So I'll embarrass myself there. It will lock doors where I can speak on leadership, which is my bread and butter. But the problem is we want to be everywhere. Let's be humble enough to say, that one is not mine. But this one is mine.
The brand syndrome.
That's it.
Brand has killed many people. And I hope as a church, we can understand that the word brand comes to exalt people above Christ. Everything. The star that led people, the wise men to Jesus, it wasn't about the star.
No,
it was about Jesus. So if the star was like, I'm the stardom, then there'd be a problem. It would not even have made it to the Bible. So this brand thing has killed many people. And that is why we have gospel artists, not gospel ministers.
Wow.
Robert,
I know.
Kuna maartists wengi sana. With cheap videos.
Throwing shades there.
So you've gotten the stage, Robert, and you're just about to do it. How do you utilize the platform? How do you move around? How do you not move around? What do you do? Especially if you're using maybe a PowerPoint presentation. All that factored in.
First and foremost, as Robert, I never use PowerPoint. Because I'm a very impromptu speaker. I add many things. The problem with PowerPoint, and people do it, for me, the problem with PowerPoint is before you do point 4, the audience has read it.
Yes.
They've already seen it. So what I do when I enter the stage, I first have to look at the size of the stage. Center myself. You go to center. You have to find the center. And then now look at people. Down, up. All right? Center yourself. And then don't start speaking. Smile. It's a way of relaxing you. And if the audience is well lit, if you can't look at somebody in the eye, I advise people when you're speaking, never look at somebody in the eye. If I look at you at the middle of your forehead, you'd think I'm looking at your
Yes.
eyes. Like right, I'm not looking in your eyes,
Yeah.
but I look like I'm looking in your
Yeah.
eyes. Because some people can do crazy things. Kuna majezebel kuja kwa kanisa. Wanasema, praise the name of the Lord. Dema amekufinya jicho.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
So
saying?
you're
The devil does not
disoriented,
sleep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So once you do that, you center yourself, look at the people, smile, let them realize this guy is also relaxed, and then introduce yourself. But don't introduce yourself very kawaida. I like people going over and above their call of duty. I'm speaking about leadership, and then I can start 2 sentences without even saying my name. And I say, Robert Burale is my name. That was my introduction on leadership. Or deliberately forget to introduce yourself. And then you say, you see, never miss to introduce yourself as a leader. And you're talking about leadership. Yeah. Wow. Vulnerability is important.
Yeah.
You have to be dramatic. And then know when to, as Robert, I sometimes go straight to the audience. I come back, go left, go right, but also pick some people and say, hey, Philip, you remember? What do you think, Philip? When you know people, keep on mentioning their names. What does that do? Nobody knows when you're going to mention their names, so nobody will sleep.
You'll be alert. Yeah.
Wow, all right.
Yes.
Wow.
Then you have the introduction, crack a joke, let people relax, and then I'll go into the meat of your conversation, of your speech. Speak about what you're going to speak about, and then go up and down, take people to the heights of emotions, because it's about connection. Right?
Yeah.
Take people to the heights of their emotions. Yeah. Chokora them a bit, whatever you're talking about. Make them believe, and then bring them down, relax. Then when you know you're about to finish your speech, this is where you go high. You up the tempo, not shouting. Many people think upping the tempo is shouting.
Yeah.
No, it's take them on a crazy journey. Imagine if you're sitting there and waiting for a meal. You've asked for sausages, they brought sausages. Before you even bite the sausage, they have brought salad. Before you bite the salad, they have brought the fries. Now, take people on a very heightened emotion while not confusing them. Let them go all over the place, and then you take them high up. And then you drop the mic.
Yeah. Drops my
Never, ever.
Yes.
Get people to start clapping for you in a way of telling you, you're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
There are
Finish.
2 kinds of claps.
all right.
Like, get out of this place. Get out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a clap like, my goodness, I wish you would go on. Never be the kind of speaker who goes beyond because people have been excited. You understand? People
Yes.
like, oh, so many wamebambika.
Yeah.
Let me add another 2 minutes. Mazoa nipige makofi. Let me add another 3
Yeah.
minutes. No.
Yeah.
Stick to your time. If they give you 7 minutes, never do 7 minutes. If they give you 7 minutes, do 6 minutes. What you can speak in 7 minutes, you can speak in 2 minutes. Yeah. And then your language. You cannot be desperate for international doors if your language cannot connect out there. I tell comedians,
Yeah.
you can't only be cracking Swahili jokes and you're praying, God, give me nations. Which nations? You will go abroad,
Yeah.
but speak to the Kenyans abroad. So you're not an international comedian.
No.
You're a local comedian in a different geographical area.
Because still the language is the same. Yeah. Just the geography that
You
has
can't speak
changed.
like Raila
Yeah.
in London and expect Nigerians, the British, the Jamaicans to come.
Yeah.
So international speaker, international comedian, international artist is one who cuts across and reaches to everybody.
Yeah.
Not Kenyans in another geographical area. Yeah.
Wow. And when do you know when to stop? Like,
Your
'cause
speech?
people, because people will go on and on. Is there a mood to tell you, like, boss, sai ndo saa ya kumaliza? Or
Number one, if you're given 7 minutes, you know you're timed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
And when you feel that, man, my 7 minutes are over, but guys love me.
Yeah.
You
They
have
want
to be a
more.
yes. That's a trap many people fall for. But finish so that they call you next time. And when jokes are not working,
yeah,
please move on quickly. If a joke has refused,
Don't force
move
it.
on.
Yeah.
It's like golf. Forget about the last shot.
Yeah.
you had. Think about your next shot. Yeah. Never go beyond your time. Never. Even when, there's this thing people ask, can I have another 3 minutes?
Yeah.
You're asking
Yeah.
the organizer
Yeah.
in front of everybody. Courtesy demands that they'll say yes.
Yeah.
Because you've ambushed them in public.
Yeah.
You've put them on the spot.
Yeah.
Don't. Finish. Go. If they give you 1 minute, by the way, finish in 55 seconds.
All right.
What I can say in 1 hour to communicate to
Yeah.
you, I can say it in 3 minutes. Yeah.
All right. And I see our time is literally gone. And, you know,
You just started.
you just started.
Yeah.
And, we
And allow me to
definitely-
apologize to your listeners. I was to be here by 8,
Yeah.
but I underestimated the jam because of the showground.
Mm.
And I was in the jam for 32 minutes, almost not moving.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, but we can't let you go without asking
Right.
your love for the men ministry.
Right.
It's just on another level. Like,
It was born out of pain,
Yeah.
born out of my divorce, my suicide attempts, my mistakes.
Yeah.
And at some point, I had no one to look up to me, to look out for me, because everybody said, "You're a man,
Yeah.
kangumu." And one time I was in prayer, and the Lord says, "How many men are being told to kangumu?" And 77% of the suicides across the world are by men. And another 10% are not dead, but are walking dead. And another 2% are in prison. And the other 3% are not sure whether they're men or women, their sexuality. So there's a problem. And I said, you know what? I'll show men my scars and let's heal together.
Yeah.
That's it. Just be open, be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sadly, sometimes it's a fellow man who hit you, but that's not my target audience. Is guys, let's come together, leaving no man behind. Broken men, broken society. Crying men, a crying society.
Yeah.
So we need to heal the men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have an event that will be happening, the men's conference,
Yes.
the 15th
Of October.
of October
Yes, sir.
at the All Saints
All
Cathedral.
Saints. Yeah, we want to gather 2,000 men.
Wow.
We have great speakers coming.
Hmm.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Pastor T will be there. And a few others will be there. And then we have a great man from Nigeria coming. He's a prophetic worshiper.
Yeah.
And a few others, Minister Jeremy Tumaini, Steve Nyabwa. And we will just get into 2 hours at some point towards the end. 2 hours of non-stop worship for God to deal with the men. So bring your husbands,
Yeah.
bring your sons, bring your uncles, and bring your nephews. It's from 8 in the morning to 12. In the afternoon, guys can go and watch Arsenal losing. After all, they do it every Sunday.
There we share. In same page.
And you know, speaking of also you supporting men, there's also you supporting the youth.
Yes.
Burale, and there's this I Speak conference.
Yes,
that
by
you're
Benny
really-
Hinolubengo.
Yes, that you're really supporting.
Yes,
as well.
yes,
Maybe
I am.
a little bit about that.
Benny Hinolubengo is a focused young man in the speaking field. And I spoke in the first one with Kwame Opoku from Ghana and a few other people.
Yeah.
So he's a young man coming together, trying to raise other speakers.
Yeah.
And I think there are very great speakers lined up. Wale Akinyemi, we have Julian Kula, and many other speakers who are coming. And I would urge every young man to be there because you can be intelligent, but if you cannot communicate your intelligence,
Yeah.
you'll be like a black man in a dark room winking at a black woman expecting a reaction.
Wow.
You'll be winking, but nobody knows what you're
Yeah.
doing.
What are you doing?
And you'll be expecting a reaction.
Yeah.
Or your right leg will be on a banana peel and your left leg on a slippery floor. Or building a 40-story building on a 4-meter foundation. So get there and listen to men who have gone before you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Coach, for making time.
Thank you for having me. And again,
Thank you.
My
Thank
deep
you.
apologies for
Thank
being
you.
late.
It's all good.
Yes.
Hope FM. It's now 9 a.m.
Listen and live.
A revival is breaking out. The voice of